Welcome back to Archicad in minutes. In a previous lesson, we look at how to create a roof and parapet wall. As you can see, we already have two section lines during the course of creating composite slabs. So we make use of the section in order to see our composite slabs. So we are going to create one section line again. In this case, we want the section line to run across the living room to our open dining and then to our kitchen. It's good you make your section line to go through major important information so that you reduce what we call RFI, request for information. So coming down to our section, we have more parameters ranging from the general, which is the reference ID. That's the name. You can customize it to what you want. And then we have what we call manual rebuild, drawing, or auto rebuild model. We basically leave it at auto rebuild model because it's a BIM software, so it will auto generate whatever you add or you remove. It will update it automatically without you going to update it manual. Whether you want it to be on all or browse, and then we have it where we want it. Then the horizontal range, to what limit do you want to see? Do you want to see it continuously, or maybe, for example, so do you want or multiple blocks of buildings? So you can use limit. So I want to see it from this point to this point. I have a building here, so I don't want to see it. So you can use limited or infinite or the depth. Then we have the vertical range. It's going to be that infinity or limited. For example, we are dealing with fence. So, and your model, you have first story, second story, third story. So you can use vertical in order to limit. When you click, it will give you this. To what height do you want? Then we come down to model appearance. So by default, you can see the wall color, the shading, and the rest. So if you wanted to make it as a construction drawing, you come down to these. Those are a faster way, but in later in the future, we'll look at how you make use of graphic override in order to create all these rules. So this one we are going to create surface color fill non-shaded, and then we'll come down to this and click on nothing. We'll click on uniform on cut pens. I like to add shadows. Then marker, you control the size of the marker, and then what kind of text are you okay with, and then this is the size. You can use it to 2, and then these are the marker styles that we have. Then now this is the story levels. So by default, story levels are hidden. So we need to come down here and click display and output, and then do you want it to run across your building? If you don't want it, to uncheck this so that it just be to the side of the building. Story level, that's the text tool, text style that you will change. Then this one we have a grid tool. Where do you want to see the overall dimension? So basically I usually put it at 1500 minus 1500. Then this one, auto stagger grid marker. If they overlap, we click show non-perpendicular grid elements. We don't have a perpendicular grid element, so I can click OK, and we are drawing our section line, and we have our section line. So one other thing is, for example, if I want, as I'm looking at this, I want you to enter into this toilet, this section line. I want to stagger it, so I can come down here and click this, and then I drag it to the level that I want. So in order to show maximum information. So now let's come down to our section. This is our initial section. All of them, they are different, more especially the section 3. So we can readjust the section settings from here. Uniform color non-shaded, color field non-shaded. So it all depends on how do you want to visualize it at the end of the day. So if you look at it, we don't have time to waste doing the hatching or making use of fill. So almost everything, they are in order. So how do we go about this one? Are we going to do it manually? So what we will do is we pick this parameter, inject the parameter, and inject the parameter here, and then let's look at it. Everything is set, and everything is set, and everything is set. So if you want to go extra mile, I click on line tool, and then I make sure that you can use this and create, for example, you can make it 3 meter away from the building and then 3 meter from the wall. Okay, I go extra mile to make sure that my elevations line are the same throughout the project. That's the distance from the wall. So I go extra mile to achieve it, so that it will look well structured and well centered when I go to my layout. So if you look at it now, you will see that basic distance from here to here is the same. And then we have it in this section, and then we have it in this. If you look at it, they are practically the same. So this is how to cut section, cut it in your floor plan, and then you visualize it in your section. And then you can see this one even a roof. You can see it in ground floor. So this is how to create section in Archicad. This Archicad in minutes. Learn smarter, draw faster. We'll see you in our next lesson where we talk about the elevation tool and how to control it. Thank you.